All right, guys. Well, you guys might like to read that there. I'll read it for you if you read it. The animal that shot the two National Guardsmen with both being critically wounded and now in two separate hospitals is also severely wounded. But regardless, because they had been trauma one units, but regardless, we'll pay a very steep price. God bless our great National Guard, and all of our military and law enforcement. These are truly great people. I, as President of the United States, and everyone associated with the office of the presidency, am with you. Thank you, DJT. All right, guys. So I figured start with that one there. Let's go to the bookmarks there that I've got. I'm maybe a little bit out of order on some of this stuff here, but let's check it. So it's out there. Let's get that out of the way. How you guys doing? How you feeling? Redeemers, how you doing? Nice to see you. Uh, yeah. I like the last song I picked. Whatever was the right song. I need to find more. Not so much sad song, sort of a happy sad song. Yeah, not a happy song. Anyway, Happy They're Alive is the thing on that one there. At least last time I heard. We'll go back into it or whatever. Like I said, the critically conditioned things can go good or bad there. But anyway, feel free to share your opinions in the chat here. Let me see if I can. You want me to play that in the background? What song was that one? Let me know if it's too loud in the background for you or something like that too. Yeah, everybody knows Snooks. We'll come back to this guy's reaction later. It's loud. It's too loud in my ears. If you guys want the music on, I'll turn it on. Let me know if that music was too loud or not, or just right. This is them getting loaded in a U.S. government helicopter there near the Washington Monument. Need open space and everything. Get them out of there. Get them to the close hospital faster than as long as the chopper went there out there right away, which it probably did, and then landed and ambulance to this guy, and then from this guy avoid the traffic. I'll see if I see any other later news as we go here, but or if you guys see anything brand new or something like that. But most of the stuff I've got is just that they're on the way to the hospital, alleged targeted shooting, right? And then the news conference. Most of you guys probably watched the news conference, but I snippets here. I know, kind of boring, but sort of meaningful at the same time. So bear with me. And YouTube, FYI, read the banner across the bottom in case news, teaching, reporting, all that fun stuff there. Oh, really, Jeffy? Yeah, two National Guard guys were shot about a mile from the White House today. I don't think I saved the picture, but allegedly it was from it looked like a Hispanic gentleman, a large Hispanic gentleman. But I don't know if you guys seen the picture or whatever. It looked like he wasn't really well dressed, we'll say, when he was out there. But anyway, you guys can look up that picture yourself. I don't want to look at that one. Here's what Pete Hegseth had to say about Trump wanting more National Guards in D.C. here.
Myself and my team were notified that 2 National Guardsmen have been shot in Washington, D.C., critically wounded. The shooter shot in a cowardly, dastardly act targeting the best of America, heroes willing to serve in Washington, D.C., serve for people they don't know and they've never met because they love their country and their capital and their community. They were willing to do dangerous things others were not because they love.
Did you guys like that poll question? I'm just kind of getting an idea of where people are getting the news from.
They love.
Oops. The echo effect. Where was it? 70. Half of you guys got it from YouTube videos. 30% from social media. Only 12% from mainstream media. I mean, small poll, but still. Not sure what the other would be, but I figured I'll put an other out there. Probably heard it from a friend or something like that. I guess would be kind of the other idea.
Their fellow Americans. Someone decided to turn that into targeting National Guardsmen. That will only stiffen our resolve. We will never back down. We will secure our capital. We will secure our cities. In fact, this happened just steps away from the White House. It will not stand. And that's why President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army to the National Guard, to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C. This will only stiffen our resolve to ensure that we make Washington, D.C. safe and beautiful. The drop in crime has been historic. The increase in safety and security has been historic. But if criminals want to conduct things like this, violence against America's best, we will never back down. President Trump will never back down. That's why the American people elected him.
Well said, Hegseth. Let's see. Let me know if there's any new news as we go through some of the old news, if you will. I don't want to get that leftist reaction yet. And here's the news, the libs reaction. This is probably sort of what I think Scott was saying here.
American people. And that's the thing that is absolutely...
Did he actually compare...
Actually, what the president is doing through the Secretary of Defense is creating units, official military units, to, quite frankly, watch the American people. And that's the thing that is absolutely abhorrent. It reminds me so much of what happened in Germany in the 1930s. Actually, what...
Thoughts on that opinion? I think here's another similar opinion here.
Should be for people who are abiding by following these steps from the commander-in-chief when they seem to be complete overreaches of power.
They're following unlawful commands from Donald.
I guess this is unrelated, actually. I thought this was related, so I can come back to that one some other time. Leftist reaction, no thank you. It's old news there. That's older news there. I thought I had some other DC news here. I guess I don't right now. Let's get the typical lefty reaction nowadays here.
It's all your fault, bro. 2 of the National Guardsmen been popped today. You know what I'm saying? Trigger warning. 2 of them got popped. Say one of them on the live. They got a suspect. Say they got into it with possible gang member or whatever. But hey, man, what you think gonna happen? Y'all study out there harassing and messing with folks, man. Somebody gonna pop back, bro. You know what I'm saying? You pull that up. That's breaking news, man. That's probably like 20, 30 minutes ago I seen this, bro. They got the city on lockdown about a mile away from the White House. So you know they on lockdown. And they got the whole clique out there. So whoever started that, everybody else around there finna get harassed. You just shot 2 National Guardsmen, bro. It's finna be hell on y'all now. Y'all better look at it. They finna pull out SWAT on you boys. But pull that up. That's breaking news, man. 2 nationals got popped and one of them alive. Oh, y'all ain't getting no rest tonight. If it was somebody else that helped them out, oh, they coming after y'all too. So get what? Y'all better get ready. I'm out. Pull that up. That's breaking news.
Breaking.
I'm not, I guess it's not so much a lefty reaction at that point. They're just kind of saying that, yeah, an area that where National Guardsmen got shot and the people around that area, you might have a little bit of an investigation to find out, were you around there? Did you see anybody else out there, things like that? Yeah, you might get a little knock at your door tonight if you're in that area at that time. Same thing happens in any kind of police investigation. And this one here, let's see what he says here.
A suspect is in custody after an event in D.C. near the White House. This is after President Trump and Republican politicians sent National Guardsmen to D.C. to intimidate U.S. citizens for no fucking reason when they declared an
No reason.
emergency order saying that there was rampant crime, even though there had been historic drops in crime.
Drops in crime, not historic drops. There were drops in crime. You know why there were drops in crime? Because the guy that was investigated that does the numbers was dropping the crime. Not by stopping crime, but by playing with papers. Next.
In D.C., and they've done this or tried to do this in multiple cities. While doing so, they also dressed up Border Patrol and ICE agents in military cosplay, making them look like military as much as possible as they attacked individuals in this country, assaulted them, including a number of U.S. citizens, all right, during this time frame. So they've used.
They accosted U.S. citizens. Was that the word he used? What were those U.S. citizens doing to the ICE agents, Border Patrol agents that were doing their job? What were they doing at that time? Want to tell us what was going on at that time when they were accosting them, basically telling them, back off, we're doing our job. Okay, you look like you might be sort of tradesman or something like that. If somebody was bugging you while you were doing construction, say if you were on top of a house or something like that, and somebody was yelling and screaming at you while you were trying to nail a nail into some wood or something like that, what would you do? What would you want to do to them if they were sort of distracting you from you doing your job? Huh? What would you want to do to them?
Use the National Guard as toys and tools and tried to intimidate.
Yeah, say using the word tools. Yeah, the tradesman talk.
The citizens of America to the best of their ability while attacking others. And they put these individuals, men and women, National Guard, out into these spaces, hoping for a response.
Hoping for a response. Did he just say that the two National Guardsmen today were hoping to get pew-pewed? Are you kidding me? They're hoping to have somebody do damage to them. Are you insane, buddy? Did I hear that right? He may have meant that the people who sent them there were hoping for a response. Nobody hopes somebody has something bad done to them like this. Maybe you guys in the left do. I know I've heard some things, Charlie Kirk and things like that. But yeah, people on the right, they don't. Oh my goodness.
No identity on the suspect right now or the motive. This is just
no official one to my knowledge at the moment. But when you target people with your pew pew, with guys wearing green and camouflage and have National Guard written on them, yeah, it's just coincidence.
Something that happened recently. Again, no updates on the condition, please.
You just got through saying that they were hoping for a reaction, and then you say there's no motive now. You see where your hypocrisy is right there, buddy? Hoping for a reaction. That's what it, and then you see a reaction that you're talking about online right now, and you say that there's no motive. It's the left wouldn't do something like that, even though you just admitted that there might be a reaction. Why would there be a reaction? Hey, Ground Zero in the house. What's going on, Ground Zero? Nice to see you. Can I say your name? Some people can say your name. I don't know if I can say your name, but let me know if I can say your name, Ground Zero. Pop in over on YouTube if you want to also. And one of these days or whatever, I want to interview you or some of the other ladies that journalists that are out there, something like that on my stream. But nice to see Ground Zero in the chat over on X. First one out there. Thank you.
Send thoughts to them and their families and to the others involved as we figure this out. But Department of Homeland State, Kristi Noem, left.
Department of Homeland State. Is this guy's about as smart as some of our old friends in Black Bloc back in the day? Ground Zero, I mean, maybe a little smarter, but reminds me of a certain guy that kind of had his face smashed in on the side, that kind of mentality.
That have already started using the words.
Not making fun of the guy that got smashed because of the face. I'm just saying that I didn't want to say his name out loud because he's a butthole.
Tragic, and such a shame. And I would expect that there will be a big push from this administration talking about what a danger the radical left and anti-fascists are to this country. A couple days.
the anti-fascists. Oh boy. And from the picture we seen or whatever, I'm guessing he didn't go after them because he's an anti-fascist. He probably may have went after them because they were supporting Trump and Trump was kicking out illegal immigrants, and he makes that connection or something like that is my guess.
After they called for the death of Democrat congressmen and women and senators.
Where was this? Where did he call for the death of certain the unaliving? Please tell me that, or was he just simply saying what happens if you could commit treason and sedition? Please tell me what names did Trump bring up? Please. Words matter, guys. Words matter, guys. Words are very important. What words did he use? Did he say Senator Kelly? No.
The military to disobey illegal orders. They are going to play this fucking game. They put these men and women out there, poked American citizens as much as they could by arresting, assaulting, insulting them, dressed up as military, put these people out on the streets and made them targets for people that might snap under all of this.
Might snap. I thought Biden fixed all the snapping, I thought he sort of brought the country together, guys. I thought Biden brought the country together and everybody would be on the same side saying kumbaya. I thought that happened the past 4 years, but it's just because Trump's been in there less than a year, people might snap. Oh no.
Pressure that they put them under. Please be aware of that. Now, I don't know who this suspect is. I don't know what the motives are. But this is...
You just said you knew the motives. Somebody might snap. You may not know the exact motive, but you pretty much know the motive. Rich, you have a point there, but it looks like we're going to get more National Guard out there anyway to kind of make sure that the crime level kind of goes way down. And I'm not a fan of, the government getting involved directly into people's businesses and things like that. If they're just kind of out there to observe, they see some drug deal going on, racketeering, and, if you consider it a federal crime, because technically weed is not allowed on federal property, things like that, they can sort of, hey, sorry, go to Massachusetts or whatever.
This is something that they wanted. So watch their response and watch them try to overreach from a situation they have created.
They created. How did they create stuff? By wanting to stop crime, Mr. Dickey's jacket. There's a Dickey's, or I don't think it's Carhartt.
Please be aware and again send thoughts to these individuals as well as the others involved. Thanks.
Oh, great. Thoughts and prayers at the very end there. What a freaking Gomer pile. They want to do something to the country. I'll tell you that much right now. I'm going to do a search and see if there's any latest news or anything like that. There probably isn't, but let me just check it out here. Thank you guys for watching on Twitter, though. I appreciate the 40 people that scanned on Twitter and at least 2 people that are in the chat. If you guys are more than 2 people in the chat on Twitter, put a 1 in the chat if you're in the Twitter chat. I see Rich and I saw Ground Zero earlier. Thank you guys for watching over there. And if you're in the YouTube chat, put a 2 in the chat. If you're in the Twitch chat, put a 3 in the chat. How about that? Just to make everybody happy. Oh, there, Patriot Patty. I recognize that name. Thank you. I appreciate more than cool. I'm starting to get a few people over there on Twitter. I kept thinking, it's I can only go to 3 different places. I usually go to YouTube and Twitch. Usually Twitch is for trolls and a few cool people that are over there. But so my third option is usually either Rumble, takes a little more time to set that up, or Twitter. But if I can get more people on Twitter, then I'll do Rumble a little bit less than Twitter, I guess. What's going on over here? It's not news. Let's do a refresh here, see if we got anything new. Unless you guys have a link or something you want to let me know about, and you can send that link to me on, if you're on Twitter, you can send it to Twitter. If you're a YouTuber, send it through Twitter or Discord if you're on my Discord. I see the 2s in the chat. There's some 2s. See, there's some 2s. See you guys on Twitter. I'm also on YouTube. See that YouTube thing there? Yes, I am on YouTube. My bio isn't lying. There, nothing new news there. Jesse Waters had something to say. No, that was supposed to be yesterday or some other day. I was trying to find something related to the DC news or something like that. Without getting, sometimes you scroll the stuff and you get some things. Oh, here's more Democrats saying stuff here.
Those of us that have been opposed to the president's policy, people, what does that have to do with where we are now? I think that we've got to, those of us that have been opposed to the president's policy, show that we're not going to morally match him by going down to a level of insensitivity. There are 2 people fighting for their lives on Thanksgiving Eve. And it just seems ironic to me that people that pardoned people assaulting police officers are now talking about how they're going to uphold and look up to the people in the building. People in that building were beat January 6th. So I'm going to be consistent. I was against the beating of law enforcement at January 6th.
At first, I was starting to like what he was saying there. That we should kind of care about the people there, and that he, when Trump pardoned people that have already been served time for quite a while, that laid hands on law enforcement officers. Bad thing, obviously, but they'd already served quite a bit of time. A lot of cases, more time than you would normally serve anyway. January 6th. But then he says, "Oh, I'm being consistent." How about Trump being consistent, saying, yes, do not touch law enforcement officers. Make sure you should serve time for affecting law enforcement's lives. How is he not consistent?
And I'm against the ambushing of National Guardsmen today. All of this about...
I almost want to replay that just to understand it more, but you get the idea. This more recent, Don Lemon, what's this rocket scientist having to say?
Black people, brown people of all stripes, whether you're an Indian American or a Mexican American or whoever you are, go out in your place where you live and get a gun
legally. Okay, yeah.
Legally, get a license to carry legally. Because when you have people knocking on your door and taking you away without due process as a citizen, isn't that what the Second Amendment?
Please show me one person out there knocked on your door that either was not harboring an illegal immigrant or wasn't an illegal immigrant at that point there. Please show me one.
Amendment was written for black people, brown people of all stripes.
Are you sick of that guy? I'm sorry. I'm probably making you sick about hearing these stupid things. I'm trying to find regular news, but I keep running into Democrat stupid talking points. I'll find something here. I have to do a refresh here. Some NBA news, other news there. Not finding anything right now. 1 hour ago, marking on point. Native Patriot. This guy's sometimes cool, but fairly recent, so it might be something.
Red man. So we're out here in the land of the Americas, and we found ourselves one of the local indigenous folk. Let's go give him a blanket. Red man, we come in peace. From Germany, here's a wool blanket. It's nice. Peace. Wool blankets, now available at odggsupply.com. This Black Friday.
Sorry about that. I have no idea. I was trying to find news, okay? I was trying to find news. I thought it would be fairly recent news, and it was only a short time ago by that guy. Oh, my goodness. Nothing much else going on here. Oh, not Tina Kotek, anything but Tina Kotek. I'm not finding anything. So what we're going to do, and then if you guys don't mind, is we're going to do watch a reaction video of some recent things that's out here real quick here. Why isn't it going up to my reaction video? We'll watch that over there. Here, watch this little silly video first here. You guys like silly videos? Hold your horses. Be patient. Be patient. Redeemers, you're not the patient type. You need to be more patient. Thanksgiving with somebody here. Oh, Thanksgiving with JD Vance. Okay. Well, while you watch this video, who's going to be the run for president? Who's going to win the primaries in 2028 for the Republican Party? This is Freedom Tunes, in case you're curious where it came from. Freedom Tunes on YouTube. To make sure that's the right music. You guys want the commercial? Anyway, check out Freedom Tunes, and you can see their commercials and things like that. They make funny stuff or whatever, so check them out on YouTube or wherever you get your Freedom Tunes from. Let's see. I'm going to go back to delete that one off my list real quick here. Playlist. We'll get into a James Klug video here. Or should we get into Antifa here? Have you guys seen this post-millennial video there? Might play that. We're mostly talking about news and things like that anyway today. Let's just do another quick search over on the Twitterverse here. Gives you most of the latest news. You know, I could turn on the TV, but I think I'd get faster news on Twitter than I would on there. Maybe 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 4 hours ago, and the news timeline there. I guess I could. I already saw that video. 0 hour. That's, I always get 0 hour and ground zero mixed up. 0 hour, I think, is male. Ground zero is female. Okay. Pisco, I don't care about Pisco. 46 seconds. Libs of TikTok. ABC reporting.
Turn to whether these guardsmen were specifically targeted. Focus will turn to whether these guardsmen were specifically targeted. If that's the case, it would fit with what we've been hearing from law enforcement officials for a number of months now, that some political flashpoints in the country, whether that's immigration.
What we've been hearing, we haven't been reporting on it. We haven't been reporting on the attacks on law enforcement out there. We've heard about the attacks on law enforcement. We haven't been reporting about the attacks on law enforcement. Oh my God! What's is there
policies by the administration, the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict, even amid a tenuous ceasefire?
What's on
those kinds?
What's on Jeffy? What's on Jeffy? Is there something brand new live?
Flashpoints have made people in uniform, be they military, law enforcement, government officials, people in uniform, have increasingly been targets, and that is going to be one focus of the investigation going forward, Kira.
Wow, that's crazy news there. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's live. As far as I wonder if Enrique's got it.
Your state representatives, your congressional.
No, sometimes those guys kind of had that late breaking news or whatever. I can just pop in over, see what's going on over there. But Trump will send that. Yeah, Trump's going to send 500 in, from what I understand. Oh, here's a picture there of one of the injured people there. Like certain things I can't show, but from what I understand, they have not passed away. So, but there's a lot of glass going on there. So, I'm not sure if that glass is car window nearby or something like that. Is my guess. It's not like plate glass or anything like that, you know. Newsbusters. Oh, they always do a nice job of getting the latest reaction here of all the nonsense that's out there. MS Now. Did we already do this one?
And I hate to be the one to deliver this news, but I'm going to just read you what the governor of West Virginia has put out there on social media. This is
not current. This is before whatever, but yes, this is inaccurate news from the Republican governor of West Virginia.
Governor Patrick Morrisey. He says it's with great sorrow that we can confirm both members of the West Virginia National Guard who were shot earlier today in Washington, D.C. have passed away from their injuries. These brave West Virginians lost their lives in the service of their country. We are in ongoing contact with federal officials as the investigation continues. Our entire state grieves with their families, their loved ones, and the Guard community. West Virginia will never forget their service or their sacrifice, and we will demand full accountability for this horrific act. I'm a bit speechless because it is just so awful. And the timing is making it even worse, obviously. And this moment we happen to be living in where everybody's so violent and angry, it's been a really tough year. And this was not the way I imagine anybody wanted to be spending their Thanksgiving, thinking about these two poor guardsmen who were shot and killed, according to the West Virginia governor.
Inaccurate.
Our hearts go out to their families, obviously, their friends, their loved ones.
That wasn't so bad. That was so much, you know. Yeah, she brought up it's been violent, yeah, but she didn't really say much beyond that. So I won't say that's a bad thing to say there. But there's another one here.
But of course, there's so much controversy happening in the United States right now with ICE, who are also wearing uniforms and wearing masks. And so you don't know, people walking around with uniforms in an American city. There are some.
I was going to ask one of the Twitter people out there, Rich or Patty or whatever, could you, one of you guys, be the first person to repost my live? I don't think anybody's ever reposted my live on Twitter before, but one of you guys, if you wanted to, you don't have to, but be one of the first people to repost the Twitter and let me know that you reposted it. I don't know if it'll show up in my StreamYard here, though.
Americans that might object to that. And so apparently this shooting has happened.
Not crazy bad reporting on those situations there. Yeah, we already saw most of that anyway. That was Newsbusters. Sometimes I want to, let's play another video. I'm going to pull this Twitter out of the site so I can do some work on that there while I'm boring you guys to death. Here's, I get to give you some musical background or something like that, shouldn't I? Let's give you some shorter video. Reaction stream. Let's check out debate stuff.
MAGA.
Here's speaking of DC or whatever, Right Side Rebel was down in DC a while back. This is probably, I think she walked right next to where this kind of event happened here. So let's check out some of her video there for a little bit, see if you like this. If not, we can watch something else. I look for more news. Patriot Patty did it. Thank you. Try. I'm not good at some of that Twitter stuff either. Mr. Bill in the PDX chats. Oh, cool. Yes. I was hiding over there. There's a couple of them. I even started a new community of my own. You don't have to join it, but it's in the YouTube description or whatever on Common Sense Patriotism is what I call it. It's the community I'm trying to start up or whatever, just to try something different.
But I have not talked to anybody about being MAGA here. So clearly they know me from somewhere else. But I immediately got harassed in the crowd. I'm surprised that they're still not harassing me. They definitely pointed me out, though. I am in the middle of the crowd without Haley or Costin in sight. I have no idea where they are. So let's see what happens.
Did you call her a fascist?
Oh, sorry. I'm right in the middle of you guys. Sorry. Why do you think I'm MAGA? Why do you think I'm MAGA? Have I talked about MAGA to anyone?
You think what do you guys think she's MAGA or right wing or something like that? Why do you think they're considering that? Maybe because she takes care of herself and looks attractive or something like that? My first guess it might be that she's not MAGA because of that thing in her nose or something like that,
Here, yes. How you? What did I say to you that was MAGA related?
Fucking talk to you. I'm stopping you from doing fucking blackface.
What?
Okay, let's bring up F words for no reason. What the heck is wrong with these people? I swear. Checking to see if there's any other new news out there. Oh, Rich K, thanks for liking the post. Oh, and Michael reposted it over there. Thank you guys. And Patriot Patty did repost it also. Look at my other screen.
How am I doing that? What have I said to you that was MAGA related?
Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald
So
Trump.
you want to say
He's married.
I'm MAGA, but you can't back it up.
Fuck Donald Trump.
What makes me MAGA?
Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald
I definitely love my country, so I'm a patriot.
Oh, here's something, guys.
Definitely love my country, so I'm a patriot.
Here we go. Andy No's got a resurfaced video. I'm not sure if I can show all of this here, but I'll try to pause if I have to or something. But Andy No found this video of the event or the reaction. They were just injured here. They were not dead YouTube, just FYI. Oh, they're subduing the person there, it looks like. Just the way they're acting, anyway. I can't zoom in any further, so you'll have to get your eyes closer. So far, I just see 2, maybe 3 agencies based on the uniforms. Guys are watching their backs, looking around. Something else is going on somewhere else. There's at least 10 total law enforcement officers around there. National Guard guys are radioing his boss probably right there. While the police department, I'm assuming, and medics are sort of helping out at that point right there. Oh, there's another person behind the situation right there, but that bus stop or whatever it is. This guy in the street doing the construction is like, "Ooh, what's going on?" Oh, that's crazy. I gotta save that one for later. Anything else going on? Not a whole lot else related to this that I can see yet. Any new social media posts or anything like that? Still talking about the wild people there, whatever. I guess there's supposed to be a vigil in DC about 8 p.m. tonight. Their time would be 5 p.m. our time, so there might be some videos coming from there. I'm not sure what live streamers are down there. Probably Fort Fisher. What's Kid Rock talking about here? You guys like Kid Rock?
I'll vote for you. I can ask you a couple questions.
Absolutely.
You support the police?
I do. Absolutely.
You support America First agenda?
I do.
Do you like country music?
Yes, sir. Love it.
Do you like Nashville?
Love it. Love Nashville.
Do you think men should be in women's locker rooms?
Absolutely not.
Cool, I'll vote for you.
I like how that's common sense. You know, if he's running against that other lady that's like the exact opposite answers of what he did, they're just going to replay this.
Let me ask you a couple questions.
Absolutely.
You support the police?
I do. Absolutely.
You support America First agenda?
I do.
Check, check.
Do you like country music?
Yes, sir. Love it.
Do you like Nashville?
Love it. Love Nashville.
Do you think men should be in women's locker rooms?
Absolutely not.
Cool, I'll vote for you.
It's like, do those basic things and you're all good. It's 4 minutes, 2 hours ago. Last Sunday, I think I already saw that one. Oh, what did she say here in relation to what happened?
Chicago. It makes me, these videos coming out of places like Chicago, it makes me incredibly nervous that we're about to see people in law enforcement, people in uniform military get nervous, get stressed, shoot at American civilians. It is a very, very stressful situation for these law enforcement and for the communities on the ground. So it was basically a warning to say, like, if you're asked to do something, particularly against American citizens, look at these videos coming out.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I don't think the National Guard guys just went about pew-pewing people out there in an area they're not familiar with. You know, I don't think they would do that for no reason, especially if, wow, Chicago is a asshole. Yeah, it's crazy out there. It's really bad out where you're at. Yeah. Yeah, like who got shot recently? This is before the events of today, though. This is last Sunday, so you remember that. This is just kind of somebody sort of saying, look at what these Democrats are saying here, or something like that. They think the National Guard are going to be the troublemakers out there. I don't think so. Don't think that's how that works. Hey, Eddie, how you doing? Nice to see you. You guys doing good out there? So I had 24 people watching me for some reason. I'm trying to find you some good news to watch here, but so far nothing here. Did Gavin Newsom say something about what did this rocket science have to say about them?
This is right out of the dictator's handbook. Donald.
Oh, I'm hoping this is before. I'm going to assume this is before he knew the news. This is one of the first things out of his mouth is the word dictator when people just got pew-pewed.
Trump does this over and over again. He says he's going to send in the National Guard to address uncontrollable crime rates, which are fictitious. But first, he needs to create conditions for anxiety. He needs to create the conditions that he can, quote unquote, then solve for. So what does he do? He sends out masked men. He sends out Border Patrol. He sends out ICE, creates anxiety and fear in the community so that he can lay claim to solving.
You got to assume. I thought I said it 1 or 2 hours ago, right?
For that by sending in the Guard in the first place. This is no different than the arsonist putting out the fire. We need to call that out, and we cannot play his game. This is right out of the dictator's hand.
Okay. That wasn't Gavin Newsom. That was from a while ago or something like that. I'm not sure exactly when he put that out. I thought it said Newsom as the person who put out as a recent video. Like that'd be like he just lost the election if you put that out. Yeah, California. Yeah, has anybody from California? I'm guessing Terry, you are. Yeah, it's not doing any better than it was 6 years ago or whenever, right? Oh my goodness. Is the audio okay, guys? I'm sorry if I talk too loud or talk too soft. Everybody has those like cool microphones where it's like comes from above or whatever. Mine's like down here. Works for me. Oops. Go back to see if there's any other news here. We're still searching. If you guys see something on your Twitter while you're watching me, let me know. But right now, I haven't seen any new news or anything like that. I could try to turn on Fox News on YouTube or something like that, but they're just gonna repeat the same stuff that we already know. You guys already saw this post here. If you haven't already, there it is. I'll let you guys read that there. Let me get out of the way here. It's funny. Yep, I think you guys saw that. What else is going on out there, guys? You guys doing good in the chat there? You guys doing all right? Looks like you're doing pretty good. So far, 64 people have watched me on X, 24 viewers on YouTube, only 1 on Twitch. All my Twitch trolls or whatever, probably busy doing other things. Heroes, yep. 27 seconds ago, Jack Pasebnik.
But you could have said he was a male. You didn't have to give us the pronouns. I mean, it's just not acceptable. You can give us more basic information about what's going on. Jack Pasebnik, your thoughts?
Well, Steve, are you familiar with the tenets of Coulter's law and Coulter's law?
The longer it goes, the more you know it's it's part of the Muslim Brotherhood. Is that the
she did. She said, I believe, and
she's a little more blunt. She's a little more blunt than that.
Well, the longer, right. The longer, of course, she is. The longer that it takes for them to release a description, the less chance that it was a white male.
Yeah. You're saying if this guy had a MAGA ball cap on, we would know his name. First off, they would already be scrubbing his social media. You would hear every time he supported was that a Trump rally?
No, exactly. You'd have all that. You'd have pictures of him with me and you or something like that.
I think he's right about this, guys. If it was a white male person that wears American flag shirts and things like that, would we know who it was immediately? Rich, you're a fan of that. I'm not so much a fan of the guy on top as I am as Posednik. Posednik's kind of cool there. I like the question he asked the Modani there the other day in the office, kind of caught him in a little bit of a lie. Ooh, 31 likes. That's cool. Thank you, guys. Let's go check and see how that poll question was going over there. 64 votes on that poll question. Most of you guys saw the first news on YouTube. That's interesting. Yeah. That's the new way to watch things these days. 14% first heard about it on social media. Only 8% of you saw it on mainstream media or type stuff out there, Although, a lot of your YouTube videos like we're watching right now is news. All this came off of Real America's Voice, but get the idea.
You'd have everything. So again, it remains to be seen. But once again, the tenets of Coulter's law seem to be holding true. And so in this situation, there really does need to be an understanding of what's going on. And I think that you look at the way that the right responded to the murder of Charlie Kirk. You've seen recriminations. You've seen a lot of backstabbing, a lot of ankle biting, a lot of people pointing fingers, a lot of bickering and infighting.
No, I'm not sponsored by Carl's Jr.
Rather than actually doing something about the people who are shooting and killing patriots, National Guardsmen, school children in our country. We need to do something about that. We don't have time for the bickering and the infighting and then, you can't have this person on your podcast and we got to tone police. We got to be really careful. No, those are not the people that are, it's not.
Yeah, I figured just come on, give some news. Some guys do super serious news, and I'm serious about the news when it's out there, but it was that one guy that's kind of a really fair and balanced kind of YouTube guy or whatever, no agenda or something like that or whatever. He gets in depth or whatever when he does the news. I'm like, I'll give you the right wing news, but I'll also give you the left wing news too, as you saw earlier.
Podcasters that are stacking bodies in the United States of America right now. And I'm sick to death of so many conservatives thinking that that's the most important thing in the world. Charlie Kirk's family will have an empty seat at their table tomorrow because of a violent leftist. And until we as a country and as a movement actually start to get really serious about this, he is not going to be the last one.
It's the head of the table. And, Charlie's not going to be with his family, not going to be with the country. I couldn't agree with you more. This is what I'm saying. I think this, hopefully, this tragedy will reinforce to the president and his team that America has his back. America wants the situation dealt with. America does not want this thing to devolve in more and more violence. And these people are all of our type. They're all outcast. They're not in the normal flow of making America great again. We have to be blunt about this. Look at the
These are the angry.
Yep.
Charlie called them the lost boys of the West when he spoke about that. These are the disaffected, disassociated young men. And we also see a lot of the time migrant violence as well. Same idea. They're disassociated. They're outcast from society. They never really quite fit into society. And then they turn on TV and they get told it's Donald Trump, it's MAGA Republicans, it's Charlie Kirk, it's the United States National Guard that is putting you at risk. So you've got to get up and do something about it.
I tell you what, we're going to take a short commercial break here. Jackie, you're going to stick around. You're kind of my wingman. We're pulling together some clips from other channels and also getting more information as we go. I want to thank everybody for sticking around. Not the 5 o'clock show that we had in mind, but we're gonna.
That's what everybody's doing. There's like scouring the internet for like clips of what they saw out there. Let's see if anybody else has got anything new. Another refresh here. I don't see that free Tina Peters. Is that the Colorado person? I'm surprised Trump hasn't got around. He can't do anything this because it was a state crime, but he's trying to put pressure on Colorado to free the lady that allegedly found crime in the voting system there, right? I'm sure she did, but I have to say allegedly. Downtown Chicago, really? That'll probably be on Chicago local news, if anything, right? But there's some right-wing news out of Chicago. I'm guessing the main press out of Chicago wouldn't cover that stabbing situation or something like that, Rich. If it shows up on my feed, I'll show it there. But right now, not a whole lot. Liz Wheeler, I'm not going to watch 55 minutes of a news program right now. Motion are you, blah, blah, blah. But did you hear also that the Fannie Willis, Georgia investigation went bye-bye? All that the stuff there in Georgia, I think that was related to the electors and things like that. They lefties kept whining about out of Georgia. So, the illegal extra electors or whatever they wanted to call them or something like that. Yeah. That case thrown out. And it never went through in Arizona. So I guess you can have a second slate of electors available to go in case you need them, right? 33 likes, only 33. Can we get that up to 40, guys? Come on. Where's the click that like button? Even the people over on Twitter over there, these fine people over here, clicked the like button over on Twitter. So actually, how many people on Twitter hit the like button on the stream there? I don't know. Probably a few. There's what the guy looked like there. I wasn't sure if his privates were covered or anything like that. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, his privates were covered, but can you see him at the bottom there? You can barely see him there. I can't. Part of his body may have been kind of showing body parts that YouTube doesn't like. So, but anyway, you see his face down there at the very bottom. Get that out of the way so you can see it a little easier. Banner's kind of in the way there, but here that banner out of the way just for then you get a little bit better view of him. But anyway, that's what he looks like. Scroll. Allegedly, it was him, right? We gotta go with those allegedly comments all the time, right? I haven't even watched. I hear snippets of whatever Candace is saying or something like that. But yeah, she's just going off in left field from what I understand anyway. But like I said, I haven't watched more than 1 minute of her speeches in the past 2 years, I think. It was awesome back in the day when her and Charlie were doing college tours and things like that. And they were kind of destroying every argument thrown at them. But ever since then, she's kind of, ever since she got married or something like that, you notice that shortly after she got married to the English guy or something like that, she's been a little bit English, I guess. I don't know. What's going on here? Trying to see if there's any. I already saw that one. Golden Mirror, whatever, said you cannot negotiate peace with someone who has come to eliminate you. Well said, Golda. What was she known for? Was she known for something that sounds familiar? Women's rights or something? I'm not sure what her thing was. 4 minutes. Kimmy here on. I'll give you a verse there. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name, for the Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Psalms 100, 4-5. It's a kind of a good thing to remember this time of year. Excuse me. We saw that video. We saw that picture. I'm talking about Islam right now. Cute dog. Can we look at cute dogs for a second?
Turkeys, rabbits, you name it! Look! Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it! Look! I got beans, greens, potatoes, greens.
Funny stuff. It's always nice to lighten the mood once in a while. Again, nothing else going on really. There's other news. Here's a thing that Tim Pool put up here from Brad Wilcox. More parents among conservatives. Percentage of adults ages 25 to 35 who have a child by ideology. The conservatives are in red. Still gone down in both cases, but 47% for men who have a child, 2020s, versus 22% of men that are liberal. Started out in 1980 for women at 65-60. Then nowadays, women that are conservative, 71% who have a child, 40% of lefty women. Which means if you look at the bottom line here, half of the men have left the women among liberals. If I'm reading that basically right, I mean, it's not scientific, but yeah, it looks like about half the women are divorced. But among the Republicans or conservatives here, 30% less, the men don't have a kid. Still not good there. Quit leaving your child, stay with your wife as long as you possibly can. But interesting. Conservative mother, 2 daughters, 28 and 24. They vote the right way. That's the other thing, Dragon Lady, that I keep saying. I don't know, there's not one right way to parent, but there's got to be some sort of method or something like that to make sure your kids don't get easily indoctrinated when they go to school or something like that. Give them that core foundation, or say, before you go to school, before I pay $1 for your college education, tell me what's the greatest country in the world, tell me what lives matter, all lives. Do give them a basic little thing. The next time I ask you the same questions, or do homeschool, yes. But something to sort of let them know that if you go to school and you come back with blue hair, we got words to talk about. If it's red, white, blue hair, that's okay. But if it's only blue hair, then no. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see. It's got to be. I want to stay on. I don't mind streaming right now. There's not a whole lot else to do. It's yucky weather outside. So I'm like, I got to do something. Oh, yeah. Well, those are the good kind of kids that kind of say, you know what my professor said? Like, he gave me a D in the same paper I got an A in with another normal professor or something like that. When they tell you what's going on, that's good to hear. Let's watch another YouTube video here if you guys don't mind, here just to pass the time here. I like doing these little reaction videos of like James Klug or Liberty Hangout. So let's check out one of these here if there's still people watching. There's still 23 cool people watching on YouTube and at least 2 or 3 Twitter people watching, 69 impressions. But yeah, which one should we watch here? Which one should we watch? James Klug's always pretty good way to go there. Well, I want to watch this video. Post-millennial here.
If you want protection from COVID-19, but you worry about COVID-19 vaccine side effects, try Nuvaxovid, the only non-mRNA protein-based COVID-19 vaccine for eligible patients. With manageable side effects that may not disrupt your life, Nuvaxovid was 90% effective in protecting against COVID-19.
There you go. I gave you the link to the Post-millennial page, so I don't feel like watching this whole video without at least shouting them out there. Also make sure you're following Katie Davis Court on Twitter. Make sure you're following me on Twitter too. But she did a lot of this investigation and reporting of the ride-alongs with ICE as she was going in Portland and doing all this stuff here. So let's see what's going on there, since there's not a whole lot of recent news here.
You turn around and get out of here. I'm getting out of here. Here you go. Slow down.
Notice how she plays the victim. She was just, same lady was following ICE around, trying to tell illegals to get out of the way. She has that little green whistle to help her with, but now she's the one being harassed. She's the one who's being harassed. Crazy out there.
I'm Katie Davis-Court reporting for the Post Millennial, and today we are strapping in.
She doesn't usually talk that fast. I'm just speeding it up just to get through faster. 1.25 should be enough for you.
For an exclusive ride along with the brave men and women of ICE. That's right, we are hitting the rain-slick streets of Portland, Oregon, where President Donald Trump's administration has doubled down on its promise to ramp up immigration enforcement operations in this sanctuary city, which is perhaps the most volatile in the nation.
President Trump's borders are Tom Homan. He's coming to Portland as ICE and the administration are prepared to double and triple down on sanctuary cities across the country.
But we're going to get out there and we're going to do a pretty big number of those people in Portland that are doing that.
Since June 7th, the ICE facility here has been ground zero for relentless attacks, arson, vandalism, and outright assaults on federal agents just doing their jobs. Protesters clash with police, tensions boil over, and the chaos makes national news. But through the smoke and the shout.
Yes, all those pictures and videos were from this year, not from 2020. The leftists want to say, no, that had to be from 2020. There was not that much trouble or something like that there in 2025.
These ICE officers stand tall, unyielding. Despite the violence hurled their way, they remain steadfast in their mission, safeguarding the homeland from within and enforcing the laws that keep our communities safe, one operation at a time.
All right, Katie, so this morning we're doing some targeted enforcement operations. Our first targets have foreign transnational gang affiliations, so these are part of the worst that we're going after today.
Not yielding.
Right now we've identified a possible subject. We have a great team out there, all enforcement minded, all happy to be here, all happy to respond and safely take care of our community.
This is when they went into a forest area, if I recall.
So what's happening right now?
And she left it would be on the side street, so if you see like somebody walking on the do you see him?
So it looks like we're pulling up on an arrest right now.
This is no.
Oh, the face tattoos you're talking about?
Are you serious?
We're wrong.
Gang tattoos, I'm guessing.
This is no.
Okay, don't resist. Don't fight, please. Okay? Do not fight.
We won't know their full criminal history until we have.
Why is one 130, 40-pound woman trying to fight against three strong guys? I don't get it.
Apprehend them, we're able to identify them fully, fingerprint them, and see what other state and local previous arrests they have that we have not encountered.
What's your birthday?
As soon as we encounter someone, the community comes out and starts filming our officers, our agents, and trying to dox them. We have had several of our employees be followed home, their families targeted and harassed. It's something that we face every single day.
There's a vehicle headed to the exit. I'm running it right now.
Being in a sanctuary state, right, they have some protections. A lot of these criminal aliens have had removals in the past. A lot of them have had detainers against them, and sanctuary states do not honor those detainers. They release them back into the streets, and we are here to protect our communities.
How would you go practicing like that?
I see what they do. Follow them around once they see them out there. It's like normal people, that are common sense, that let people go about their business without interrupting them, out there. They may not like it, but, they stay indoors and let people do their business. Leftists get out there, try to take pictures and identify the people out there and get their license plates and tell them you're a fascist and all these other words, That's what a leftist does. A normal Democrat, if there's many left in Portland, don't do that kind of crap.
Oh my gosh, what the fuck is crazy? What's my God?
Every single day that our officers are out doing their job, following the law, doing the law enforcement job, they're being harassed.
So it seems like a very dangerous job to be an ICE agent.
It's actually a very
Was it 40 or 50% of ICE agents are Hispanic, right? Legal citizens.
rewarding job. The men and women at ICE are proud to be out here doing their jobs, and we have coverage from the top down.
Hit it. Make sure they're all on.
Left on deck.
Get him. Get him. Go get him.
Certain words I can't say too often on YouTube, Rich, but yeah, that one.
Go.
Bottom.
There we go. Okay. On some kids.
Katie, these are some of the issues that we face with these sanctuary states. It would be easier to be able to arrest them in the jails themselves, but we're out here trying to arrest them in our communities, trying to keep our communities safe. It would be a lot easier to be able to arrest them where they don't have the ability to put somebody's life in danger.
All right, right on.
Thank you. Yeah, that was something else.
All right, guys. So right now we have an anti-ICE activist trailing our vehicle, blowing the whistle to alert the community about ICE.
I'll stay back. You guys keep doing your thing. I got a whole gang of protesters behind me. Worst case scenario, I'm just gonna hit back to Portland. Let's see how far I can take them away from Columbia. What is the actual want?
It is a protest against Trump.
Is that what it is? I mean, yesterday we arrested 3 sexual offenders. One had sodomy against a child.
See that what she does here? Gets hit by the bus, or the bus kind of hits her because she was illegally trying to turn her around right there.
All right, so anti-ICE protesters are completely trying.
On those impeding cases, Katie, we have our investigative services with the Department of Homeland Security that these cases are referred to. So if they are impeding, we will provide that information to them and to the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Oh, good. I was kind of wondering how they sort of end up getting that in a Homeland Security office, and her Homeland Security office will pass it on to the FBI type stuff. Good deal. I'm hoping these people start to get arrested.
We will prosecute anyone who is impeding, assaulting, or otherwise preventing us from doing our job. Hey, Reddish, that Mustang is coming on you pretty fast.
These are the effects of these sanctuary cities and sanctuary states.
That's my opinion. The reason they sort of arrested those 2 guys the other day, Griffin and the Arab guy from the ICE building area, is they want to go after. Those are the guys, the small fish that have broken laws out there that they go after. They can sort of plead guilty to get a smaller thing if they can give information that they may have about some of these bigger fish, like the people that are out there actually obstructing federal enforcement.
States, right? They're putting agents at risk, officers at risk, and the entire community at risk.
Own a vacation rental? If it's not listed on Booking.com, it's...
Make sure you're following the post-millennial guys. Good newspaper. Skip.
She placed her officers in danger. She blocked in our vehicles several times. This time, enough was enough. Right? Like the secretary said, enough is enough. We're drawing the line, and that's what we've been now. You're impeding with the federal investigation. We have you on camera. We actually have news reports with the vehicle. Your case will be referred over to Homeland Security investigation for prosecution. You will be.
I'm curious here. Is she doing the innocent act here because she's on camera with Katie right there? If it was just ICE, would she sort of say F you at that point there? But since she's going to eventually be on national news, is she sort of saying, I'm just out here driving around. I didn't know what I was doing.
Arrested. This is your last and final warning. Hold on a second.
You know, the most dangerous part was when she's going around a school bus. You know, she's claiming to be a mother while she should have been concerned for the children in that school bus.
Please, I'm just a mom, please. I'm just
Riley?
I'm just a mom. I'm just a Maryland man. I'm just a mom.
Yes, please. I'm just
You are just, you turn around and get out of here.
I'm getting out of here.
Here you go. Slow down. Hey,
Yes.
hey,
I'm getting out.
guys.
I do have it speeded up, so she wasn't talking that fast, but.
I got it. Got it. Everybody break away. Everybody break away.
I'm going home.
Kylie.
Like, you got so close right there. If Katie wasn't in the car there, would they have arrested her for? I think they would have. I think she owes her current non-jail time to Katie. Even though she flipped off Katie later on, I don't think they would have had a problem there. Looks like you endangered school children on a school bus, among other things. But because there's a civilian in the car that you might get booked into, because at that point there, I think Katie's the reason she's not arrested.
Look at me. Look at me. Quiet. Look at me. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Okay? I need you right now. Take a deep breath. I want you to pull over right here and go home. Okay? Take a deep breath.
Can I just, I'm shaking.
You may leave. Please turn around. I'm going to stop traffic for you. Go. Okay?
I'm shaking, even though you're the one that's trying to intimidate other people.
We have our information. We're going to refer this case over to Homeland Security Investigations in the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Okay, so we're currently in we're en route. We have one of the targets that we've been looking for all day. We're heading east now. We're going to get him.
Be continued. I haven't seen the other report, but the other report's probably behind a paywall, which still, it's okay. They got to make their money. Remove that from the playlist. Let's go back and see if there's anything new on Twitter for the DC events there. If you guys want me to get into my opinion about all that drama thing, let me know. But right now we're focused on the other stuff here. Where is it at? There he goes. Is this confirmed? It was an Afghani national, Andrea. We had photos of the suspect almost immediately. Something was blocked. Blocked from my account. I don't know what that means. Blood on your hands. I saw that one. Saw that one. I was gonna say he didn't really look completely Hispanic. The picture I was looking at earlier looked like it might have been sort of a Hispanic or Arab type thing. Sources say 6:29 Eastern. That would have been 3 hours ago. Tim Winter and Kelly O'Donnell, the FBI will initially investigate Hugh Hewing as a possible act of terrorism. Two senior U.S. law enforcement officials say. The officials said the suspect, who is alleged to have used a hand pew pew, has been initially identified as an Afghan national. Law enforcement officials are still trying to confirm all of the person's details, they said. A motive has not been a specific motive, would be my wording on that one, has not been determined, and the nature of the investigation could change. 6 commies. I don't know. What are you referring to there, Rich? Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah. You just summed up my opinion right there, Rich. I don't have to say my opinion. You already got it for me right there about that guy. But anyway, some people still think he's cool, whatever. 1 minute ago, here we go. Some more news here, sorry. Weird things there. The U.S. Has ordered American diplomats in Europe and in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand to press their host governments to redistrict most immigration. New York Times. Let me read that. U.S. has ordered American diplomats in Europe and in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand to press their host governments to restrict. Okay, sorry, restrict most immigration into their countries. I think that's what they mean. So they don't want Australia to allow over immigration into their own countries. You can't really do anything, but you can sort of put a little bit of pressure on them, saying, "Quit allowing all this stuff to come into it," or what you might get is something like what happened in D.C. If that guy was an Afghan situation there, that's a good thing to do. Stay on top of it. Interesting. Trump doesn't mess around. He's on vacation right now, and if this is true, his diplomat thing here, he called Rubio, and he was Afghan national, not an American citizen, something like that. Yeah, can you tell our buddies out there in Europe to do what we're doing and not allowing a whole lot of extra tourism to their countries? Let them know we might put a little bit more pressure on the tariffs if they don't sort of start to behave. I'm not sure if that's what he said, but that's what I would think he would have said. Let's see what else we got going on over here. The news. Getting some little bit of updates anyway. 4 hours ago. I don't want to watch that. No. The guardsman only had a pocket knife? Really? I don't really trust this Julio Rosas guy over here, but what did he say? LA source in DC tells me the National Guardsman shooting suspect is an Afghan national who used a revolver. Yeah, obviously. A National Guardsman who was not armed with a firearm used a pocket knife to do something to the suspect. Another guardsman responded to the gunfire and shot the suspect multiple times. The suspect reportedly shouted certain things, what they usually shout if they're from a Muslim country and they're attacking other people. I think God is great. I don't really like to say the word out loud, but you guys can see it on the screen there if you sort of can. I can't make it bigger for you. Actually, I could make it zoom it in a little bit more for you if you need to. There you go. Is that easier to read? Okay. Let's see what else we got here. But yeah, Julio Rosas. I'm not sure if who's U.S. Marine field reporter. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I do trust him a little bit. What else we got going on here? 5 hours ago. That's not what I want. And there's what I want. Here's some recent news here. What's this about? That's a song I want right there. Ooh, Duffy. What did Duffy say here? Hey, what the heck? It exists. It was just there a second ago. Why doesn't it exist? Secretary Duffy, 6 minutes ago. Where'd it go? Here we go. 3 minutes ago. On the night before Thanksgiving, 2 families are hurting like never before. Tonight, our nation prays for the families of 2 patriotic West Virginia National Guardsmen who were shot while performing the duties we asked them to do, protect the people of Washington, D.C. He had another thing 6 minutes ago. He must have deleted that and changed his mind. 7 hours ago. No. Let's see what else we got here from anybody else out there. 10 hours ago. Nope. DC Drano. Not a big fan. Yuck. What the heck was that? I don't know if I agree with Elon Musk on this. Not the Bee said the left labeled Charlie Kirk fascist and he got pew-pewed. The left labeled the National Guard deployments fascist. It wasn't hard to guess what would come next. Elon's response was falsely labeling nonviolent people as fascist or 1930s Germany should be treated as incitement to Unalive. I don't know. I would say that's drawing a line there. You don't really want to cross that too much. It might be worth sort of a house call. What do they call them? And people's checking in on you or whatever, make sure you're alive. A wellness check or something like that. Maybe something like that. A wellness check from a county cop or something like that there, but no charges, unless you're calling for violence against somebody you disagree with, But anyway, that's my opinion. It's probably worth 1 cent. I don't know if it's worth 2 cents. Okay, nothing much else going on there. Riley Gaines says, God bless our first responders and the people who keep us safe. There we go. I don't care about Epstein today. Already saw that article there. Let's go back over here. I don't want to see that picture again. Crazy lefty. Oh, this might make you mad, guys. This might make you mad. Here, I'll try to find some happy news after this one. Might make you mad, FYI.
Just a one-sided. I don't want anyone to act surprised that 2 National Guard members were killed today. When you declare a war on the people that's based on racism and hate, what do you think is going to happen? You think you're the only one that's armed? You think that this is just a one-sided G side, like they're doing over there? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I don't know the whole story. I don't know what happened. But violence breeds violence. Here we go. I don't want anyone to act surprised that 2 national.
Like I said, you might get mad. I'm holding in my emotion on it after that one there. But while I'm looking at this here, guys, feel free to follow my community here if you haven't done it already. It's called this Common Sense Patriotism or something like that. I'm sort of figuring out how a Twitter thing works here half the time. What the heck? Where'd it go? There we go. I already got the one post. I'm just trying to link it. How do I link it? That's that one. Should be able to click on it. For some reason, it won't go to the link here. Okay. Why aren't you going to the link? Go back to. Just lock up on me or something? They get locked up on me. Let's try it again here. Okay, most recent, whatever. I want to go to the community. There we go. That finally gonna. Thank you. Then you share the link from there. Copy the link, and then you share the link there. If you guys are on Twitter, please feel free to follow that community here. It's going to discuss a variety of issues and current events in a way anyone can understand and relate to. We can agree to disagree on details, but agree on common sense is my kind of thing that I like to focus in on. You agree that yes, government can be bad, but let's find somewhere we agree on what government is bad on or whatever the situation might be. Anyway, let's go back to YouTube here. Yeah, he didn't declare war on the people. He's trying to restore law and order. Yep, but remember, they're not fans of law and order. The same people that probably still say ACAB out there for some reason, Not realizing that without police out there, things might be kind of bad, like in England and Germany and things like that nowadays. Let's go back over here. Not that one. Let's go. Cam Higby. What was he up to?
Sea views for days. Runs I'm actually excited to go on. And breakfast mojito.
I don't know that the sign is a discussion that we need to be having right now, though. I mean, when we talk about You just have to hold it kind of close to your face. Is
this better?
It's sensitive. Yeah. So you'll want to just talk into the top of it so the speaker picks it up. You'll be able to hear when your voice is coming through it and when it's not.
Okay, great. Yeah, what I want to talk to you today is...
You can pick it right out of there and hold it if you want. Yeah, just hold it real close to your face.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm starting. It's less common. I was going to call it something like make common sense great again or something like that, but I figure that's used. But call it common sense patriotism, Yes, even the lefties can be patriotic in their sense as long as they use common sense and how they get there,
It's like this, like how I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you're Trump supporters, right?
You got to hold it closer.
Like this?
Like up.
Like this?
Can I see that? Yeah. I think you might have turned it off, actually.
Test.
There we go.
Hello?
Say, do again.
Hello?
Yep, you're good. Okay.
Okay, great. I'm assuming that you're Trump supporters, right?
Yep.
So
I am.
Trump's slogan, "Make America Great Again."
Yeah.
We're on the same page there. I was born in America. It's my home. I love this country more than anything else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at this sign. Men can't be women, kids can't be trans, and deport all illegals.
Yep.
I think that we're really on the same page about what we want for this country. We want a good economy. We want a strong society. We want tight community bounds. And
was this basically my message there that I just said a second ago? He probably leans left. These guys lean right. Let's see if they can find that sort of common ground. He's trying to admit that there's probably some common ground there. Let's see if they can kind of say at least where they kind of agree to disagree kind of stuff. And
strongly set roles as Americans. We want to participate in the American dream. I don't know that this sign is a discussion that we need to be having right now, though. I mean, when we talk about making America great, we have deport all illegals. Should that really be one of our fundamental values?
Yes.
Why is that? Why do you
this is where they you get the difference at that point there, where I'm not sure if they're going to talk about it, but they'd probably say, yes, we should deport all violent illegals or something like that is probably what he would agree on or whatever. And of course, Cam would agree on that. The difference here is going to be the all part of it, all illegals.
I think so.
You need borders. Every country in the world has borders, and every country in the world that's not a failed state enforces their borders. It's important that you do this. The government's core, reason it exists is to protect the people inside of the country and to create and produce the best outcomes for those people. If you fail to enforce border laws, you fail to protect your people. When I go to bed at night, I shut my door, I lock it, and I put a loaded gun on my nightstand. Okay, if somebody comes into my house without my permission, I'm going to do one of two things. I'm going to try to remove them, and if I can't, I'm going to blow a 5-inch hole in their chest.
Sure.
Okay, I think my country should do the same thing.
In Minecraft, in case that's a YouTube thing,
If unwanted visitors come into this country without permission of my government, of my country, without the consent of my country, those people should be removed, right? And if they refuse to be removed, force should be used to remove them, okay? Those people can be dangerous. They can be bringing things here we don't want here. They're a net fiscal drain on the U.S. economy, according to the House Committee on Budget in their study in conjunction with the Center for Immigration Studies. They are a net fiscal drain of $68,000 per person. The equation is just simply taxes paid minus social welfare used. They are a burden on this economy. Furthermore, if you don't enforce border laws, you risk that countries will send sleeper cells here, which is a risk we can't bear to incur. Okay, there are a lot of people who don't like America in the world, and we can't allow those people to have an advantage against.
Jeffy, are you that old? Come on, you're not that old, are you? Yeah, I remember back in the day or whatever. If you lived in the city or whatever, you typically locked your doors. If you're outside of the city, back in the day, you didn't always lock your doors at night.
Does. So if you have those laws, if you have these border laws that are meant to protect the people in this country, you have to enforce them because your laws are only as valid as their enforcement mechanism. If you don't enforce the law, they don't exist. And so you have to enforce it evenly. If you say, oh, well, this person's probably fine. Oh, that person's really probably fine. You're not actually enforcing the laws, and people will think they can just do it anyway. And the more they continue to do it, the more the law seems to not be important, and the more people will exploit it. So the law has to be enforced, and it just so happens that the enforcement mechanism for violation of 8 U.S. Code 1325 improper entry by alien is deportation.
Yeah, see, I hear you and I understand. From my perspective, where I'm coming from, are you a Christian? Can I ask that?
I'm a new Christian, yeah. So I'm not a theologian. I'm not going to be able to answer probably any religious questions you have.
That's perfectly fair. But what I think of is Jesus' statement: treat the foreigner in your country like a citizen. I think it would be bad to deport a citizen.
And that's not a statement.
I was about to jump on the gun there. Like, where did you read this? Where did you read this?
To clarify, I am a lifelong Christian. That's not actually a statement, like treat the foreigner as a citizen. The word used in the verse you're referencing is in reference to the word in Hebrew, which I've checked this myself. I've looked at Hebrew dictionaries. It specifically means somebody who was invited. And also, it certainly is the case that we should treat illegal immigrants with dignity, right? We don't think you should hunt them down, treat them like animals or anything like that. They still do have human rights. They just don't have American rights. You know, the rights exclusive to Americans in the same way that any immigrant can't vote or whatever. So I'm like half and half, kind of on the same. I kind of get
Good for you, Dragon Lady. You betcha.
what you're saying. I agree with it to an extent, but also like it's definitely not saying that you just let illegal immigrants roam free and you have an open border.
Sorry, the wind is making my eyes water. But really, what I'm driving at here is just I think that it's kind of important for us to get.
You guys are making me feel young right now, guys. Thank you for making me feel young.
our priorities straight, right? And when we look at what our priorities are, what they should be, what does it really mean to make a place great? What the sign is talking about is.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what that reference was or where he got his thing from, but yeah, there's like it was not talking about illegal aliens. It was talking about foreigners that come into your country that are invited in or allowed in. Yes.
1% of the population who describes themselves as trans. And we've got a few possibilities here.
This is just one thing we're talking about
sure,
today.
Yeah,
sure.
Sure.
Lots of things.
But just, to cover the bases of the sign.
Legally allowed.
Let's take a look at like what the options are of what it means to be trans. Either a man can become a woman and a woman can become a man, right? That's what you're arguing against. Or they can't. And what it means for a person to get top surgery, bottom surgery, whatever, is they make an aesthetic change in their bodies. Or they can't, and there's some sort of new age religion or cult or something, which is converting children into this ideology of
bingo
of gender altering whatever. But whatever of those three options it is, we have all kinds of religions all over the place. And I'm not saying that this is a religion, but what I am saying is we've got serious problems going on in the United States that demand practical action, I think. Like right now, the government shut down, our service members aren't getting paid. I think
because Democrats refused to vote on the budget bill that was almost identical to the previous year.
Sure,
they
maybe,
did vote
maybe not.
Approve, so.
There are all kinds of reasons that could be the truth. But I still think that there are more pressing concerns right
No, the truth, they voted against the truth 15 times.
Now than the 1% of the population who's doing something we disagree with and the people who don't belong in America, the people who don't deserve to be here.
Okay, so do you want to debate the topic or do you want to debate that the topic doesn't matter? I don't care how much you say the topic doesn't matter. It matters to me. So there's nothing to argue there.
Okay, so I think you're kind of misinterpreting the point. The point isn't to come out here and just change people's mind on like gender. The point is the reason Fearless Tour started, which I wasn't here at the beginning, he was, but I think he would agree with this. The reason it started is because Charlie Kirk was assassinated speaking on campus, and a lot of people were celebrating it, and also a lot of people were scared. The day after, on September 11th last month, I went to UT Austin, and I went with some friends. We held signs up supporting Charlie, supporting free speech, saying free speech should not incite violence, or you shouldn't use violence against people using free speech, I should say. And we were supporting Charlie Kirk, we were supporting free speech. People came up to us, they said nasty stuff, but also people came up to us crying and saying, I'm a conservative on campus, now I'm scared to do anything. All right, this is very consistent. We were talking to people yesterday at UNT. They're saying we're scared to express our political beliefs. This isn't just to come out here and talk about gender. Like, that's just a topic. We sit here and we're like, all right, what would be the best topic to cover, where we would actually find people who disagree with us. The thing is, we're having a nice conversation. We had a great conversation with Steven just now. I'm sure Steven disagrees with us a lot. He was very, very nice. I thought he was fairly reasonable. We talked to some other people, super nice, a guy named Adam, several other people. They're very nice people, and we're just showing people we should be able to talk to each other about this. And free speech is important. We should be able to come out here and set up our table, talk to you guys. Leftists should be able to do the same. That's really the point here. I get what you're saying. There are more important issues than what's on there. I agree with you. But like, we don't always have to be talking about these issues. And I would say the number one most important issue right now is freedom of speech. And kind of tied into that is being against political violence, like us being able to peacefully talk to each other and not resorting to violence, not resorting to nastiness, because we cannot have a civil society and we can't even discuss these issues if we don't have that.
Yeah, and I think that's a really big part of the point that I had coming up here is to say, yeah, I did come up to talk about the priorities of what's being discussed.
Oh, sorry to hear about your dad. I'm glad you're taking care of him, Dragon Lady. Good job.
And so I'll leave it here. But yeah, I agree. Freedom of speech is super important. The University of Tulsa had the freedom of speech.
Remember, I'm always right, Dragon Lady. I'm always right. You can just listen to me. I'm always right. I'm just kidding. But whenever I go into different chats or something like that, I always sort of say that basic thing. Like, what? You can't say you're always right. I can joke about it.
A couple weeks ago, I went to a keynote seminar on speech as middle ground. That was great. And that's all I want to say is, yeah, I get what you're here for. I get what you're trying to do. I think that I disagree about what exactly it means for us to pursue greatness, but I put that out there, and that's all I have to say.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. Oh. Thanks for coming up.
It's the only portable sauna that...
Pretty decent conversation there between those guys there. Let's go back and check the news here in a second here. As soon as I find the video that I just watched there. Computers. There it is. That one I already watched. Down from the list there was the other Camp Higby one I just watched. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to Twitter here, see if there's anything new there. Do you guys follow that community yet? Anybody? Did you follow the community? Right home. Why is Twitter always locking up every other little bit there? Elon Musk, 31 minutes ago. Elon said, my deepest condolences to the families of the two Earthmen who were. Oh, wow. You've. Yeah, I can say Gunther said, from his understanding, they're still hanging on. Force. Yeah, let's see if there's anything else. Elon might be out of country or something like that, not get the latest news, I'm guessing, on that one there. Let's see what else is going on there. Okay, so it was official, I guess, for CNN anyway. Has been identified as Afghan national per CNN. Of course he was. And it's time to start using the military for deportations. These illegal immigrants, my word right there, from other countries have to go. Not just because of the color of their melanin, because they're here illegally, and some of them, not all of them, want to do us harm. So let's go back and see if there's anything else out there. You guys still watching, more or less? Yes. Why is it? Are there 23 people still? 21. Okay, it is fluctuating. Every time I look at the numbers or whatever, it's 23. See what else might be out there. We already saw that one. I'll watch that later. Nick Shirley 2 hours ago. Short video. Just for the heck of it. I just like watching Nick Shirley whenever I see little clips he's done.
What time is it? Is he dead yet? Come here. Let's ask this guy.
Not yet.
Excuse me, sir. He's not dead yet.
Not yet.
When would you like him to die?
What time is it?
It's about 12 p.m. right now.
That's good enough.
And how do you hope he goes out?
Numerous ways. He can choke on something. I don't know, maybe Clinton's dick. Out of here. I'll talk to you later.
You would like Trump to choke on Clinton's dick?
Yeah, I like that sign, man.
Oh my goodness. Holy cow. You think they would have learned something after Charlie? I guess not. Let's see what else might be out there. These are recent ones, and I think these are recent. Hot take, but if you enforce fascism and you don't refuse unlawful orders, you get what you deserve. It's coming towards you. Supporting ICE and following orders that support ICE is just bad as supporting fascism and being a Nazi. It's simple. Really don't enforce fascism. It's just called the rule of law, but they call it fascism. Law and order is evidently fascism in their mind. Following orders from the commander-in-chief is supposedly fascism. Wow. All of those people deserve to die. If you support ICE, you deserve to die. If you support Trump, wow. We are not the same, guys. We are not the same as leftists. Normal Democrats that, vote D no matter what, those people are whatever, but these people, not the same. Not sorry for the soldiers pew-pewed in D.C. If you as a soldier occupy your own country, you deserve it. They keep using occupy. Remember, these same people had an organization back then called Occupy Wall Street. But occupying is bad if it's done by government for law and order purposes. But when you occupy Wall Street to say rich man bad, it's okay. Hypocrites. Get effed. Don't care why or by who. You shouldn't be there doing what you are doing. So I have no empathy. No empathy for people who are on life support, likely. These are hard to read. The guardsmen are there for literal target. Can I even put this on YouTube? I don't know if the fascist regime hopes they will draw fire and justify retaliatory measures. They are there illegally. Show me what law. Show me where the Supreme Court says they're illegally. Please. It is not their fault, except that they are not supposed to follow illegal order. See what I mean? Seditious freaking behavior from those senators and congressmen are getting it in their heads of these leftists out there that the National Guard and these other guys out there are following illegal orders. What are the normal citizenry going to do out there if the National Guard or Army are sent to places to kind of clean it up a little bit, you know? What are those leftists going to try to do to the Army and National Guard? Start a world war, possibly, or a civil type war by sort of attacking National Guards people? And what are those National Guards people supposed to do when somebody comes at them with a knife? Oh my goodness. Martial law is Trump's end game. Nope. People don't realize how deep into the S-hole the U.S. is in. Blah, 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 blah. Bloodshed, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Thank you, Andy, for the heads up. Wow. 2 hours ago, streets are a little clogged up there. Already saw that video. Cam did a 12-minute video about it. What else is going on here? Arturo did his thing on this one here also. Good. Have we rewatched this? I already saw it myself. Dan Bongino. God bless America and all the brave and patriotic souls who defend her. I'm sure personally he's feeling a little bit different about it, but 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, aerial shot. Saw that one. Unhinged TikToker gives a shout out to the assassin who pew-pewed the National Guardsman, saying this is how we need to be dealing with violent dictatorships. Okay, it's only 12 seconds. I'm not going to play it, though. That's just ridiculous.
Say God, Jesus is the greatest. The false narratives that you're getting from Dearborn is completely false.
So when this group of young men here, who is the next generation, are chanting Allah Akbar, what is that?
That is, God is the greatest. Don't you say God, Jesus is.
Haley said in this repost here, crazy how this was the exact same question I asked just a week ago. Now here we are.
The greatest?
Yes.
So the way that you guys say Jesus is king, Jesus is God, Jesus son of God, is why we say Allahu Akbar. Okay. It means there's only one God.
I'm going to see if I can get one of those ladies to come on or somebody else here and start doing these guest star things or something like that here, if you guys don't mind. Let me see if I can find somebody out here. Yes, watch this here.
One true God.
Yeah.
You guys, Christians.
So it's not any, because I think a lot of people would interpret that as a threat or something that happened.
Right,
before.
because of 9/11, and who created the narrative of 9/11? It's the
Probably
Jews, not the Jews. The
government.
The Zionists. No, unfortunately, it's the Zionists. It's the government and the Zionists together.
Yeah.
It's one whole entity. They formed that narrative and destroying the name of Islam. The same way we you guys are scared that Islam is gonna destroy the name of Christianity.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen, never will happen. We won't allow that if we get any extremists out of the country, because there are extremists in both countries, both sides.
Yeah.
So we don't sit there and defend the extremists that actually say, absurd things. We just want to fight for truth and fight for unity. That's it. We live in peace here. There is no problem here. You can interview every single American, Italian, Jew, anything you like. they will all tell you the same thing. We are united here. These young generation here.
How come nobody's smoking weed? Everybody be much happier.
So yeah, all this young generation, they're influenced. They're influenced by the internet, how people react to things. They want to be the front voice of things. So yeah, they're sitting there chanting Allahu Akbar, but that is because it means God is the greatest. The same way Jake Lang was shouting Christ is King. Now, we don't take that as offense at all. But who takes that to offense? Jake Lang and his little proxies. Okay? So all we're trying to say is God is the greatest. It is no threat. It is just saying, like you're saying, Jesus is King.
Yeah, that is true. That is crazy. Thank you, Haley, for the heads up there. And follow me, Haley, so I can send you an invite here. Talked to you the other day, but she didn't follow me, so I can't message her. Anyway, Benny Johnson, situations there. Honey Badger, that was 18 hours ago, something there. Another video from what happened down there.
Texted me saying I'm not far. It just so happened that my nephew was here en route to the Bureau visiting for Thanksgiving. He texted me saying I'm not far from you. We see people running. We see officers in the ready position, guns down, trying to move people away from the scene. And then the yellow tape started to go up. And now we know it's a breaking news situation. 2 members of the National Guard shot.
Yeah, breaking
It just so happened.
Let's see what I got here. I think Katie's probably in that. Okay, hold on. Is there another crazy lefty here? Probably.
Trump's fault. Case closed. End of story.
Trump's fault that he didn't have it from a guy who's 2,000 miles away, Florida, D.C., 1,500, we'll say. It's his fault. Somebody in D.C. got pew-pewed. Okay, make it make sense here.
You may have heard 2 National Guard troops were just shot in Washington, D.C. We don't know their exact condition yet, but we do know this. I'm going to tell you what no mainstream media is prepared to tell you. This is 100% Donald Trump's fault. Case closed, end of story, and here's why. These National Guard troops wouldn't even be there in that position if it wasn't for Donald Trump's unconstitutional, unlawful deployment of American troops to a U.S. city.
To a U.S. what? To a U.S. city? Partly yes. What's special about that city? What's special about it? It's called what's the D.C. stand for? You think this guy would know what the D and the C stands for? Especially the D? I don't think he knows what the D stands for in D.C. District of Columbia.
Stand around as targets while Trump expresses violent rhetoric on the daily, calling Democrats the enemy within, saying anybody who didn't vote MAGA is a domestic terrorist, they're Antifa. Of course, you have some lunatic lash out and try to be a hero and go after these National Guard troops. It's not.
Try to be a hero. Are you? Nobody else is calling him a hero. Are you calling him a hero?
Their fault. It's Donald Trump's fault. He put them in.
Trying to be a hero.
In that situation, he wants them to be targets. He wants our military to be slain so he can use it as an excuse to crack down.
Where is his logic, guys? I'm confused. Where's his logic here?
On the rest of the country. As you may have heard.
I'm good. Was he using logic or just mixing up different talking points from different people he's heard? Hassan Piker type stuff, like that level idiocy, or is it some other thing I'm missing there? Wowza. Crazy people out there. Crazy people, I tell you. They need to get their heads examined. It would definitely help. Anyway, supposedly there's going to be a thing at 5 o'clock or something like that from DC, a vigil or something starting at 8 o'clock. I'm going to see if there's any live streams from DC here. Give you guys another video to watch here. Here's a Portland thing, streets of Portland.
This is death.
Being on the streets, yeah.
This is death. This is not life.
Here's the scary thing. The people in charge enable this behavior and make them so comfortable, it's created this sense of dependency with them where they'll never want to leave the streets. There's no opportunities to grow, to become self-sufficient, to break that cycle of addiction. And that's the problem with a lot of these homeless programs, is they don't know how to get to the permanent solution.
Well, if they spend the amount of money in rehabilitation, in good solutions in rehabilitation, rather than imprisoning them, or the amazing amount of money it does cost to support this.
Yeah.
This is off the charts. They could each one of them have an apartment for the cost of this.
That is true.
Yes, it is.
Trying to see if I see anything else. I don't see any lives from there, at least, DC lives and things like that from watching the whole entire city, but nothing that's vigil related or anything like that at that point there. I can see there live coverage 4 hours ago. Nothing else that's apparent there that's happening right now. Agenda Free TV's watching some of it too. Different things like that out there. Here's a happy picture kind of thing for you here. I think I can play this. Here's Leavenworth, Washington here. It's kind of like a alpine kind of city, kind of high up there in the mountains, but a Christmassy kind of picture there. Check that out. That might give you some happy thoughts or something like that, just to get your mind off of the nonsense that's going on in DC there. Or what do they call that when it's Swiss Village type thing, that kind of fun stuff there. Recently, they went through kind of a fire that was nearby there, so I'm glad they're kind of recovering that area there. See a nice pretty park and a lot of some people playing in the snow. Fun stuff there. So watch that for a second there for me. It's a live feed, I believe. Yeah. Well, let's try to find something else to watch here. I lost the subscribers again as I keep going down to under 4,100. If you guys haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see if I can find any other news out there right now, but I'm not seeing a whole lot. Let me just check and see what that number is. Oh, no, it does say 4,102. Okay, it's just not updated. Okay. But anyway, not that I'm grifting or anything like that. Everybody calls me a grifter. I'm not a grifter. But I should sort of take a break here. So I've been going for about 2 hours or so, something like that. Right? You guys still chatting out there? No protesting out there. Yeah, it looks like they're happy with the story there. They might go after some news agencies that reported that, oh, you said it was an Afghan person or whatever. How dare you try to identify the person as an illegal? Like, no, we didn't say illegal yet. We just said Afghan. You're the one that said illegal. We'll find out if he's illegal later on. But for now, we're just an Afghan person that's here. Anyway, yeah, over 2 hours. Nice. Well, let's see if there's anything else to look at here. Yeah, they are teaching all sorts of craziness to the children. Exactly, Dragon Lady. Thanks for watching and hanging out with us today. I'll probably try to find some live streams on here later on tonight. But if I find any, I'll come back in a little while here. See if I can find you somebody to raid out to. Please, if you guys don't mind, follow my Twitter. It should be in the link over there. Follow that community tab also. Try to get a few more people in that community over there. Fun stuff to do. If you see me out on Twitter or whatever, in one of these Twitter spaces, feel free to listen in on that stuff there. I like to talk about the Portland ice stuff and things like that are going on over there. Click on that follow over on Twitter if you would for me, please. I'm trying to get closer to 1,700 over there. Not that I'm grifting. Not that I'm grifting. What's going on there? Oh, how was that? 67% of you guys heard about it on YouTube. Interesting. I was wondering about that. Where's the other button that I want here? Oh, it's over here. Too many buttons on my screen here. Nope, not going to send you to a leftist. Not going to send you to a lefty live streamer. Not going to send you to that clown. Scott, if you're in the chat, you know who I mean by clown. Not anybody. Oh, Tommy Temper's over there. Okay, yeah, let's go send you over to Tommy Temper. I'm not sure if some of these people, they have a vertical and a horizontal, and when on the raid thing, it doesn't show you whether it's a vertical or a horizontal. So I'm gonna guess that this is the horizontal one here. And send you over to a live streamer. He live streams different things. If there's news out there, he's a Canada guy, Alberta, I believe. So we're gonna send you over to my buddy Tommy Temper over there. And if it ends up going to a vertical screen or whatever, just click on subscribe and you'll see that he will also have a horizontal thing. And tell him that he needs to put more American flags in his background, okay? Put more American flags in his background. If you guys want to tell him anything like that, that would be my recommendation, that he puts American flags in his background. Even though he's from Canada, he needs more American flags. Okay? Anything? Yeah, you'll probably see me in a little while, Jeffy. I just got to get some dinner and some other things, so I'll probably come back. But let's see if there's any greatest news the last second here. But I don't think we're going to find anything new besides what we already learned about. He's an Afghan guy. The guys are still, to my knowledge, still in the hospital there. But let's do one more refresh here before we go. And that keeps popping up. Pretty popular thing there. 54 minutes ago. No, it's not new enough. 5 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 52 minutes ago. What's the news thing say? 3 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 1 day ago. Nope, not going to watch that stuff. Come on, give me something more current here. God be with you. Oh, yeah, 3 hours ago, you got that conflicting reports. Yeah. I'll get off my screen. Guards, maybe saw that picture. We saw that picture. Don't care about that one. 3 hours ago. We're not going to find any more news here at all, are we? We already saw that. One more heck of it. Refresh. I know, Dark Lady. It's like that particular video keeps popping up every time. I don't know why. Different people probably repost it and say, Don Lemon says the stupidest stuff, and it's a repost of somebody else's thing. Lieutenant Colonel P. Happy Thanksgiving, Marines, is what he's saying. Yep. Good for you. Here, Haley, I'm following you. You need to follow me back, okay? Come on now. Be nice. If you guys follow Haley, tell her Mr. Bill would like a follow back if you want to or whatever. You don't have to, but Haley West. I try to invite people onto the screen and things like that once in a while. Oh, the Don Lemon. Yeah, he was in D.C. or whatever. Remember when Cam Higby was there? They had that little interview thing that was going on there, and Cam Higby was just destroying his narrative. Another leftist craziness. Is this? Oh, okay. Should I give you more bad news here?
Bow to bitch and a toupee, yelling free speech, but controlling. Money, mo, grab a tyrant.
National Guard troops deployed to D.C. have been shot.
By the toe, fucker, fascist, puppet, shot.
How? She looks 35, 45-ish.
Line them up like dominoes. Never bow to a bitch and a toupee, yelling free speech, but controlling what the news say.
Do you think she actually listened to this music growing up?
The Lorax called, it's time to find a new shade. RuPaul's never seen a beat that bad.
Orange Dementia POTUS, has he played 500 more? Well, technically he hasn't deployed them yet. He's asked them to be deployed, but yeah, you can.
On Drag Race. Ain't it obvious the person in the office is a racist? Black him in the mail, but he opposes
False flag. You're talking about false flags?
immigration. Someone's Abuelita, not a foreign armed invasion. That would be the masked man reading graduation ceremonies.
Total control. Total control. Yeah, Trump wants total control of the entire world, you know, with fascism and all this stuff, you know. Who has total control of her brain, guys? What party has total control of her brain and her narrative? Oh, she doesn't. Yeah, I don't think she knows the lyrics or something like that. Maybe your daughter or granddaughter does. It's assuming she has kids. Wow. I think somebody out there has control of her brain and just kind of manipulating her brain, but she wants to talk about the military coming in to stop crime is controlling people's lives somehow or another. Or citizens' lives.
Unmarked van snatching people off the street. Broken lemons.
You know, FBI had unmarked vans and they were snatching people out of their houses after January 6th that were simply there because they thought they could go in there, you know. Did I hear anything about anything back then? I don't remember liberals talking about January 6th people just being taken up and everything and all that stuff, you know. Nothing then about unmarked vans. Guess why it's a democracy? You just started it out when you were talking about Orange Man. Why is Orange Man in office? Because we're a Democrat republic that used a little bit of democracy with the electoral system in order to vote him in. That's how it's a democracy in your worldview. Wow. Oh, the tank sound. Scary. You guys, well, end with that, or should we end with a happy thought, guys? Want me to find a happy thing to look for here? See if I can find like a dog playing a piano picture or something like that. I know you guys like the cat's playing the piano picture, but I want to see if I can find a dog playing a piano picture. Sometimes you find sort of cute things here with the advertisements or something like that, but all this stuff is still 3 hours old stuff that you're looking at here. Well, give me a happy picture. Do I have to look up a dog playing a piano? I don't know if I'll find it on Twitter. Oh, here we go. I told you I'd find something. All right, guys. I figured to send you guys away on a happy thought there, even though some of you guys don't need the happy thoughts when you leave. I like to leave on a happy note once in a while. But anyway, I'm going to raid you over to Tommy Temper, hang out with him, tell him I said hi, and to get more American flags in his background, okay? And I'll probably see you over there in just a second there. And I'll give you 30 seconds to get over there. Ready?